Welcome back, everybody, to the Cave Story playthrough. After defeating Weapon X, we are now continuing through the labyrinth. Oh, this crazy little cockroach. What does he think he's doing? Away from the stuff. What the heck? Hey, it's Professor Booster. Weird. Anyway, this is actually one part in the game where you can actually have two... This actually decides what different stuff that you can get. I'll explain it in a bit. Anyway, so if you go down there and talk to Professor Booster, he'll actually start talking to you. Duh. He'll start explaining to you the stuff about this island. Not too much, but just a little bit to advance the plot. Yeah. Okay, so if you do this, he gives you the booster version 0.8. There's actually two different versions of the booster, spoiler alert, which is what I was explaining last part. If you don't go down and talk to him here, which is what I'm actually going to do. Well, if you do go down and talk to him, he actually dies, which is really sort of depressing. But we're not doing that. What we're going to do instead is just jump over this little gap here and just keep on going. Hey, it's Curly Brace. What the heck's she doing here? Well, then I will help you move this gigantic rock. Certainly, let me show you my manly muscles. Rurg. They're sweating with effort. Didn't even move a bit. I just said that. Ah, crap, not huzzah. Huh. Well, Curly Brace seems to be very happy to see him. Awkward. Like good little robots. Key? Are you even listening to me? Wacky stuff, this one. As you can probably tell, I don't have that much health, so yeah. Balrog busts out a new little trick that he done learned. It's sort of like his version of the missile launcher, except it's not as great. The missiles shoot quite slowly, and whoa. Oh, and yes, and they can be destroyed. After I've forgotten that. Level 3 Blade works wonders here because it can attack not only Balrog, but all of the missiles. Yes! Defeated Balrog. Not just fought off Balrog, but we defeated him. Ha! Take that, suitcase man. Certainly not. Here we go. And go for it! Nice. Whoa. That was one heck of a heavy rock. Curly Brace sure is a spunky one. Hey, a thing. Oh, and a saving spot. Sweet. Whoa! What's all this now? Yes, if it's any indication, we traded in the missile launcher for the super missile launcher. Let's go. Alright then. If you notice very carefully here, Curly Brace actually disappears. Yeah, I sort of had a little bit of trouble in this part, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, this is sort of like the last stretch of the labyrinth before we, spoiler alert, get the heck out of here. There's like these giant fan guys who shoot gigantic rings of fire, but more importantly than that, Curly Brace actually helps you in fighting this part. It's awesome. You can actually sit back and just sort of let her do all the work, which is sort of a jerk move. I mean, I know I was a real punk here, just sitting back and letting her do all the work, but seriously, I really didn't have that much health to work with. And Curly Brace not only doesn't get hurt, but she's not hindered by anything that they do. She's not stopped by any... Oh, she doesn't get hit by any spikes or anything. If she goes underwater, she moves just as fast as she always does. It's great. But the only thing is you have to actually get close enough for her to actually detect the enemies. If you're too far away, she'll just sort of stand there and not do anything. Also, she has an odd problem with shooting the wrong way when she's right next to people. And also, she can't tell where walls are. God, it's not that great, but it helps. I gotta say, you know, you just sit back and let her go on a killing spree. It's great. What else was I going to point out? Oh, yes, the thing about the booster from before. Okay, the thing about the booster is that, like I said, if you go down there, he'll give you the booster V08, which is actually inferior to the second booster that you can get in the game. If you take the first booster, you're not allowed to get the second booster in the game because, as you saw, Professor Booster actually dies. He doesn't actually come back and give you the second one later on. So you can choose to pick it there. It's very useful for this last stretch of Labyrinth, as well as getting that one health refilling station that we saw just before, you know, jumping over to the spot with the big rock and fighting Balrog. There's actually a health refilling station there, and you could use the booster to get there. And if you don't have the booster, well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Like I am. Yeah, you know, it's to be honest, the first time I played this game, I took the first booster not knowing that there was actually a better booster. Because, like, you know, I just sort of went in through the game blind. I didn't use, like, an FAQ or anything. I just went for it. And ow, those stupid spikes there on the ground, they take 10 damage off you. Yeah, that's yet another reason why it's a great idea to let Curly Brace go up ahead of you and just sort of kill everything in sight. Of course, she's got the level 3 machine gun. You know, the machine gun, which is what she originally used to fight us with the first time we met her. She used the level 1 back then. Unfortunately, she doesn't use the whole boosting thing, which is sort of a disappointment. It would have been awesome to see her do that. Lots to explain, I gotta say. What else? Just some trivial things. That life capsule that we saw in the first map of the labyrinth, you know, jumping up to get to the little computer that opened up the door way on the top. Yeah, I can't remember now if I said anything about it or not, but yeah, I did get that later on. And I just noticed it, like, when I was editing the video. I was like, wait a minute, I left a life capsule there. And then I decided to go back into the game and get it. Even though I was sort of far away, it was really out of my way, and it wasn't that great. Oh, and another thing, we learned quite a bit ago that Quote is a robot. So I don't actually think that he quote-unquote did it with Choco back in Grasstown. It's just sort of, I don't know. Yeah, let's not get into that. I should just stop right there. This is gonna get weird. Anyway, I know I didn't mention this at all in this whole map, but now there's like ninja cockroaches, and they throw like these blades at you that they can't actually destroy, and it's annoying. Yeah. You gotta be thankful for any bit of health that these guys will drop for you. Because, yeah, like I said before, there's like no refilling stations if you don't take the booster 0.08. Yeah. Not 2008, 0.08. And yeah, then there's like these weird sort of like guys. I forget what they're called. They're called base somethings, and they spawn like little mini base guys, and yeah. Although mini base guys are very useful because they drop all sorts of EXP and health. And the health is what I need! Oh yes, this part. I'm not gonna lie here, there's a little skip. I ended up drowning. I really did. I walked all the way through the water, all the way to this part here, only to realize I couldn't jump out of the water, and I tried to run back, but as you know, in the water, he walks really slowly, like this, and it was impossible to get back, and I drowned. Leave me alone! I can't do everything. Anyway, luckily I have Curly Brace on my side. If you notice, when she goes in the water, there's an air bubble around her. That air bubble actually protects her. She can actually breathe underwater. Hacks much. Another skip there because I didn't realize it was a better idea to jump off the top one to get to that spot. Yeah. More fiery fan guys and more ninja cockroaches. Just what I didn't want to see. Gosh, I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but yeah. I'm using the new super missiles, which are awesome, by the way. They have much longer range, and they're a lot stronger. But hey, whoa, that's almost it for this part of the playthrough. Join me in part 12, where we'll be going way down this shaft, just like Curly Brace just did. See you all next time.